What up everybody, it's Big G, and this is my new ecosphere. So without further ado, let's begin. For a little background info, a jar ecosphere is a closed self-sustaining ecological system, made using materials found in a local ecosystem that is housed inside a jar. It works by gathering energy from light and heat, converting it biochemically with the carbon dioxide in the water, enabling plants and algae to produce oxygen by photosynthesis. If functioning correctly, the ecological processes within the jar provide nutrients and moisture for bacteria, algae, and other organisms to grow and reproduce without your help. There are many different kinds of ecospheres, most of which I've seen are made using material from freshwater creeks or rivers. All are fairly easy to make and are a fun little project you can make yourself at home. Since I already have a freshwater pond, I decided to make the ecosphere instead using saltwater. To house the ecosphere, I used a medium terrarium jar with a cylindrical glass frame and a string cork top. The jar stands at 12 inches in height by 10 inches in length by 10 inches in width, and it currently weighs at 27.6 pounds. The rest of the material came directly from the ocean. For starters, I filled the jar with sand, as well as seashells to give it a decorative look all around. Then, I placed a few limestone rocks with water plants attached to them inside the sphere, and then filled the jar with seawater. All that was left to do then was to seal it up and wait. It's been 2 months since I put it together, and it has already shown significant signs of progression, as well as a great diversity of organisms. One of the most recent additions to the ecosphere is a small species of fish. There are currently 4 individuals who didn't appear till about a month and a half after starting my ecosphere. My guess is their eggs were attached to the plants and hatched while inside the jar. The fish are very active and spend a lot of time swimming in and around the sphere, searching for food. I'm not too sure how big the fish will get, but if they do become too large for the jar, I'll take them back to the ocean. Accompanied by the fish are a bunch of clams. They feed using 2 tubes called siphons to filter in seawater. One tube extracts oxygen and food for the clam, while the other eliminates waste. I've counted 7 in total. They're about the size of my thumbnail, and they spend their time on the plants or underneath the sand feeding on detritus and plant material. The ecosphere is also filled with plankton. Plankton is the collective term for small or microscopic organisms that float or drift in water. Some of these critters are still new to me, and each time I come back to check on the jar, I see something new every time. That's another reason why ecospheres are so cool. You get to see a whole nother world not normally seen. All in all, I'm happy with the results. Over time, the ecosphere is subject to change. It is a living ecosystem after all, constantly changing and constantly adapting, like our own God-given world.